Hi, welcome back. I'm Soul of Waves, a Chilean independent EDM producer, and some people requested me to make a video about how do I configure my meta ads campaign to promote my music. So let's dive into it. If you want to promote music, the first thing you need is a landing page. And what's that? Well, basically is a very simple web page where the people that click your ads land into. In the case of music promotion, normally a landing page contains your artwork, your artist name, and all the links to the song that you are promoting. The last years, I have been using Hypedit as a platform for my landing pages, and let me show you an example. So here on screen, you can see how a Hypedit landing page looks like. There are plenty of providers that specialize in landing pages for music promotion, so I really encourage you to do your own research and find the one that suits better your needs and budget. But a small piece of advice, I would really recommend you to sign up to the newsletter of these guys because from time to time they offer promotions and I'm pretty sure you don't want to miss those ones. Okay, so when someone sees your ad in Facebook or Instagram, they will click on them if they are interested, and then they will land in this landing page. Some people would advise to just put Spotify here, and it's something I did in the beginning, but I just decided not to because people have their own preferences and they will click on the platform they use. So every time that someone clicks into this play button, this will trigger a conversion event. And that's something that you will want to remember because it's the key event that we will be tracking inside our ads. And here you could ask, but why a conversions campaign instead of a traffic campaign? In a traffic campaign, we could just send people directly to Spotify without having to go into a landing page. Wouldn't that be better? And there are several reasons about why a conversions campaign is more optimal to promote music. If you want me to make a video giving a more in-depth explanation, please let me know in the comments. So when you already chose your landing page provider and you did all the setup, you have to set your Meta business account up after. And I'm not showing that here, but if you want me to do that, please let me know. All right, so here we are inside my Meta Ads account. And as you can see, we have here all my campaigns. And at the moment, I have just one active. And to create one campaign, you have just to hit here, create. It's in Spanish here, but in the English version, you will have to follow just the exact same steps. So first we click here in create. And then we want an engagement. This in English would say engagement here. So we want to select this and just continue. And if you see this pop up, you really want to make sure that you select to create a manual setup and hit continue. So first you have here the option to put a name to your campaign. I just won't do that. And I go down. I can just ignore this first thing, which is to declare a special category, like if you are running politic announcements or things like that. We are not doing that. And we basically don't want to do any changes here. So we just press next. So we just made all the configurations at the campaign level, and now we are getting into the ad set level. Here's when we have to configure what conversion event we are tracking, what audience are we pointing our ads to, what platforms our ads will be shown. All that sort of things are configured here in the ad set level. So first here we have to select what conversions are we tracking, and by default here I have messages. I'm not interested in people sending me messages, are we? So I want to click here and search in this for website because we really want to track whatever is happening in our landing page, which is our website. So we chose website, and then this is to maximize the number of conversions, and that's what we want. Here we select our pixel. That is something that you will have to configure as well when setting your Meta Ads account and your landing page up. So you want to make sure you have your pixel set up and you have it here on the list and selected. And here we arrive to one of the most important parts, which is to select what conversion event are we tracking. So you have to go to this list and you will see a lot of different options, and you want to select what is the conversion event that triggers when you click play inside your landing page. In the case of Hypedit is this one, Hypedit Smart Link Click. So that's the one that I'm going to select as my conversion event. After that, we want to click here into show more options, and we want to change the attribution options. This basically means how much time do we give to Meta ads to confirm that the person that clicked the ad indeed has performed an action inside our website. By default, it normally is by 7 days after click, and that might work if you are a business wanting to sell things, but in our case, we need a much quicker attribution time, so we will change this to 1 day. And we will make sure that these other options are just like that. Right, so moving down, we have to select a budget. So here as default, we have a daily budget, and you can choose a lifetime budget and a daily budget. I highly recommend you to choose a daily budget, and you can select any amount from £1 or $1 to whatever you want. I would highly recommend you to start with low budgets to test first to see what works and what doesn't, and save your money for the things that work when you figure out what works for you. So I will just put £1. And then we have to select the date. So by default, it has given me this date. I can choose it to start whatever I want. So I will just leave it like that for now. And something important is that if you don't choose a date to end, this will run nonstop. So you have to be very careful, because if you just set it up and just forget it, then you will have a quite big bill to pay, and you won't probably be happy about that. So this involves a big responsibility. The setup I use is I leave the ad sets with no end date, and I just turn on and off the ads inside the ad set. So I'm used to check this every day, so I'm okay with that. So you will have to see what you think would work better for you. And we have more options here if you want to set that the budget is spent at a higher rate some days than others, but we don't really care about that. So we will just leave that as is. And here we can start to configure our audience. And when we get here, you will see a lot of things from Meta suggesting you to use their automatically advanced setups. And please try not to be tempted by them, because they don't do any good for music promotion. So just be strong and ignore them. So in terms of the audience, I can't really recommend you like a generic formula, because it all depends on your music genre and the people that you think that might like that music genre, what age range you think that people might be. So before having an audience, you will have to probably test a bit to see what audiences resonate more with your music. But as a guide, I tend to use the data from Spotify for Artists, which already tells me what countries are performing better, what age ranges stream the most. So I use that as a starting point to set my audience. So it's very important that when you get to this step, you change to the original Meta setup instead of this new advanced setup. So it's very important that you click this here and you persist and say, yes, I really do want to use that. So this is how you will see it now. And here you can select the age, countries, gender, and if you want to add more specific and narrow targeting, you can add it here. As I mentioned in other video, I split my audience into 3 tiers, and in my strategy, I set a campaign up for each tier, and I have already my audiences saved, so I will load one to show you how it looks like. Here, as you can see, the countries as I selected are Germany, United Kingdom, Netherlands, and the USA. The age range is between 23 and 59. I am doing some narrowing here. So first interest that I am targeting is electronic dance music. And then I'm narrowing that targeting for it to match with these artists and festivals genres. So this is the audience to which I target my ads. And if you want to start from scratch, you just have to, for example, see that here, let's say you want to advertise on the United Kingdom and the United States, for example. Okay. And then you want an age range of, let's say, 25 to 45. Okay. And you want all genres, and you want to target, let's say, rock music. And if you want to narrow your targeting even further, you have to press this. In English would be narrow further or something like that. This means that you have a primary segmented interest to target to. And if you narrow it down, means that if I add here, for example, Pink Floyd, the ads will be shown to all people that match the interest of rock music and Pink Floyd at the same time. So the more specific you get with your targeting, you might have more chances of getting in front of the right people, but at the same time, a broader approach might give the algorithm more chances to figure out what people resonate the more. So I really recommend you to test between narrow approaches, try different artists, different interests, and test that in comparison with a broader approach and see which one you see that are converting more or are streaming more. Basically, when running ads is key to test and test as much as possible and with very low budgets, so you don't spend money in things that are not necessarily working. So when you have finished defining your audience, what you have to do is to scroll down to the next section, which is the placement section. So here in English would say placement. And again, we have to persist and say to Meta, we don't want to use your new thing. Please let me use the old thing. And we go here when it says advantage placements, we put edit and choose manual placements. So when you do that, you will have a list of all the options for places where the ads can be displayed. And by default, everything is selected. But there are many things that you don't really want. So we will start from the last one, which is websites and apps. And this is ads that appear when someone is playing a video game and there is a pop-up ad, and we don't want that. So we will take that out. And regarding the other options, you can run different testing to see which works better for you. In my case, the ones that work better for me, and if you want to follow my exact setup, would be I take out search results, also take out ads in in-stream videos and reels. And I normally just use here the Instagram feed. So I take all these other out. Some people will recommend using Facebook feed as well. But in my case, my data shows that people coming from Facebook feed is not as engaged as people coming from other placements. So I just decide to put that off. So in Reels and Stories, I normally have everything on except for Messenger Stories. So these are the placements I use that work for me. All right, with that, we will have our ad set ready. So we will just have to click on Next. And now we are in the last stage, which is the ad level. And basically what we are doing here is to configure what do we want to show to people and where do we want that people to go. So first of all, you have to select here the Facebook page and Instagram page if you are promoting to Instagram of the artist that you are promoting the music. And when you did the setup for the Meta Ads account, you would have to add this one, so you would have them available here. So here, the first thing you want to do, you want to tick this out, because this basically means that your ad would be shown among other ads that sell or do similar things in order to encourage people to discover your products. So we are not selling anything, so we don't care about that, so we tick it off. And here we have to decide what type of ad are we doing. I normally do ads in reel format, so I have these options checked. Some people do image ads or carousel or whatever. In my case, I prefer to do video ads. So I just select one image or video, right? And then I have to go here and choose if I want an ad with picture or a video, which I really want a video ad. This section here is very useful for businesses, but we don't really want to sell anything again, so we can just ignore this and click next. Here we have to add text for our ad, so this is completely optional, because even if you put text here, it won't be shown in every placement. For example, a person that sees your ad in feed will see the text, but people that sees your ad in reels won't see any text. So it's completely optional, but I prefer to add text. I normally add a description of the song, what the mood is and what the person can expect of it. And in the end of the text, a call to action, like click and stream now on Spotify, whatever like that. Now, Facebook will give you as well different variations generated by AI. You can decide if you want to consider them or not. And then in the bottom here, this is very important. You have the call to action that will appear on your ad. And you really want to make sure that here you find, it won't appear to you in the same order, but you really want to look for listen now. This is what it says in Spanish, but in English we'll say listen now, or as something similar in your native language. So you chose that and you click next. And then you have to select your ad. If your ad account is brand new, you won't see anything here. So you will have to go to here, this button here that says upload here, and you can browse and choose your ad. So you have to have your ad already edited and ready to go. And you have just to upload it here and select it. And just to show you an example, I will use this one of the ads I use to promote my latest release. And then here it will show you different options to crop the video if you want. I really don't want to do that, so I will just click next. And here in the next step, it will suggest some optimizations to do. It's completely optional and up to you if it makes sense to use it. I normally put it on just to make it happy, and that's it. So we have now our ad selected. So here is a preview of how my ads look like. So it's important to try different ad creatives and test them and see which one works better for you. So here you scroll down and you can check if everything was set up correctly. I can see here that the call to action, even if I put the right one before, it's not right here. So I will just change that to here, listen, and go down, down, down. And here is where we have to put the landing page link. So when you have already your landing page set up, in the case of Hypedit, you will have a dashboard like this one. And here is the landing page of my latest release. So I can just copy the link and then go back to my ad manager and paste here the link. And if I want to preview the link, I can click here and I can confirm that is directing us to the right page. So it should be ready to go. All right, and that's pretty it. After that, you have to hit publish here. And when you do that, you will have your new campaign ad set and ad published, and it will go through a review process. The algorithm will check if your ad matches like meta policies and all like that. If there is something it don't like, it will flag your ad with some sort of warning, and you will probably have your ad disabled. So you will have to see what was wrong and fix it and try again until you have it good to go. Fortunately, I have never had problems, but I've heard people having problems. So try to inform yourself about what you are allowed and what you aren't allowed to show here in order to prevent your ad account being blocked before constantly trying to do ads about things that are forbidden or something like that. So after your ad is reviewed and approved, it will start running in the date that you chose. And some final words here. I really recommend you to test different ad creatives as well as different snippets of the songs. My ads are maximum 15 seconds. So I'm basically promoting a 15-second snippet of the song. And per each song, I do at least 4 different ads, which basically the same ad creative, but with 4 different sections of the song. And I see which section of the song resonates more with people and which one is giving a lower cost per conversion. So when your ads are already running, you can see here, if you scroll here, you can go to see how many results they have given you and what cost per result. I will show you my active campaign. So if I go here, I have been running this ad, and since the 1st of January, it has given me over 100 conversions as a cost of 13 pence per conversion. These are just tier 1 countries, so I'm pretty happy with that. And this is what you're going to see whenever you start running ads. It's normal that in the beginning, when you are running your first ads, your cost per conversion will be a bit higher, and you don't have to worry about that. That is because your pixel is being seasoned up, if you like. I mean, it's gathering data, it's trying to learn and understand what is the right people to target to. So it will take some time for your pixel to optimize and to deliver to the right people, hence getting your cost per conversion down. But the good thing is that if you start with the right fit, meaning if you start testing and trying different things, you will very quickly get to a very good point. So the thing is that the more ads you run, the more data your pixel has. So you have to try to run this with some consistency. Okay, so I really hope that this guide has been helpful to you. It's the first time I try to teach how to do this. Having to explain it feels like a bit odd, but if you have any more questions or you want some things to be explained in more depth, please let me know in the comments and I will answer your questions the best I can. So thanks for watching. Consider subscribing if you want to learn more about this, and see you on the next one.